Welcome to Delta Wave History, your sanctuary for functional, historical boredom. Our focus will remain on the historical, methodical, numerical, and the procedural. This allows your mind to unwind and drift into historical details. Please adjust your volume for a consistent, even tone. We aim for a predictable vocal rhythm, devoid of sudden shifts in pitch or intensity, designed to facilitate a state of tranquil observation and sleep, if you wish. Welcome back to Delta Wave History, the channel dedicated to functional, historical boredom. Tonight, we are stepping away from the chaotic rush of the modern world to observe a masterpiece of quiet, mechanical rhythm. We are traveling back to the late 18th century, walking into the dimly lit, dust-moated workshop of a master textile weaver. The air smells faintly of raw linen, natural beeswax, and the aged oak of the massive wooden frame that dominates the center of the room. Before we settle into the intricacies of the loom, take a moment to adjust your pillows. Allow your shoulders to drop, let your breathing slow, and prepare your mind to focus on nothing but the steady, unchanging rhythm of historical craftsmanship. The loom itself is an imposing piece of timber engineering, consisting of heavy wooden beams, precise gears, and thousands of individual threads held under immense, perfectly calibrated tension. It is a machine that demands respect, patience, and absolute focus. To the untrained eye, it is a chaotic web of suspended strings and hanging wooden shafts. But to the weaver, it is a mathematical instrument, waiting to translate invisible numerical sequences into physical, tactile reality. The foundation of any textile is the warp, the long, continuous threads that run vertically from the back of the loom to the front. Today, the weaver has dressed the loom with thousands of incredibly fine, unyielding linen threads. Each individual thread has been carefully measured, separated, and pulled tight over the back beam. They stretch across the length of the loom like the strings of a grand piano, waiting to be played. To maintain this flawless geometric consistency, the threads pass through the heddles. These are hundreds of tiny loops made of twine, suspended from horizontal wooden shafts, known as harnesses. The threading of the heddles is a task of mind-numbing repetition and exactitude. The weaver must follow a strict numerical draft, passing the first thread through the first harness, the second through the second, the third through the third, without a single error. If even one thread out of 3,000 is misplaced, the entire geometric pattern of the final fabric will be ruined. Therefore, the setup phase is done in total silence, relying on pure, unwavering focus. Below the weaver's feet rest the treadles, long wooden pedals that connect to the harnesses above. By stepping on a specific combination of treadles, the weaver raises certain threads while leaving others flat. This simple mechanical action creates a triangular gap in the vertical threads. This empty, temporary tunnel of space is known as the shed, and it is the brief window through which the horizontal thread, the weft, will pass. The weaver takes their seat on the polished wooden bench, their posture straight, their hands resting lightly on the batten. The batten is a heavy, swinging frame that hangs in front of the harnesses, housing a fine metal comb called the reed. The right hand reaches out and picks up the shuttle. The shuttle is a smooth, boat-shaped piece of fruitwood, polished to a glass-like finish by years of friction against the linen warp. Inside the belly of the shuttle rests a small quill, wound tightly with a shimmering strand of silk. This silk weft will provide the contrast to the linen warp, creating the intricate damask pattern we are about to witness. The work begins. The weaver presses their right foot down onto the first treadle, The heavy wooden pedal descends with a firm, muffled clack, and a section of the thousands of warp threads lifts simultaneously. With a flick of the wrist, the weaver throws the shuttle through the open shed. The wooden boat glides across the lower threads with a soft, rushing whisper, leaving a single, delicate trail of silk behind it. The left hand catches the shuttle effortlessly as it emerges on the other side. Immediately, the hands shift to the batten, pulling the heavy swinging frame forward toward the weaver's chest. The metal teeth of the reed catch the loose strand of silk and pack it tightly against the woven cloth. The batten strikes the fabric with a deep, resonating thud. Clack goes the treadle. Whisper goes the shuffle. Thud goes the batten. The sequence is born. The left foot depresses the second treadle, raising a new mathematical combination of threads. The shed opens again, a fresh tunnel waiting for the silk. The left hand throws the shuttle back to the right. The right hand catches it. The batten is pulled forward again. Thud. Clack, whisper, thud. Clack, whisper, thud. Over and over, the sequence begins to establish a meditative, unwavering mechanical pace. This is not just manual labor, it is the physical manifestation of geometry. The weaver is creating an 8-shaft twill, a sequence that requires 8 distinct steps before the pattern repeats itself. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. The feet dance lightly across the wooden pedals, driven by pure muscle memory. The conscious mind no longer needs to count the steps. The body simply knows the rhythm, settling into a hypnotic groove that will last for the next 12 hours. Tension is everything in this world. The tension of the linen warp must remain perfectly tight, neither stretching too far nor sagging too loosely. As the fabric is woven, the weaver must periodically release a heavy gear at the back of the loom, advancing the cloth forward and wrapping the finished silk and linen around the front beam. The heavy iron pawl drops into the teeth of the wooden ratchet gear with a solid, metallic clank, locking the new tension firmly into place. The rhythm resumes. Watch the sequence of the pattern emerge. It is a slow, gradual revelation. One thread at a time, a diamond motif begins to materialize on the surface of the fabric. Each diamond is composed of exactly 42 passes of the shuttle, 42 throws to the left, 42 throws to the right. There is no rushing this process. There are no shortcuts. The machine dictates the speed, and the weaver must submit to its unyielding, rhythmic demands. Listen to the sounds of the workshop, the dry wooden clatter of the shafts rising and falling, the gentle, breathy sigh of the shuttle gliding across the taut strings. And grounding it all, the heavy, rhythmic heartbeat of the batten. Thud, thud, thud. The mind begins to empty of complex thoughts, lulled by the predictable, repetitive nature of the geometry. Over 1, under 2, over 3, under 1. It is a binary language of threads, long before the invention of computers. Up and down, open and closed, warp and weft. The sunlight shifts across the wooden floorboards, moving slowly across the room as the afternoon stretches into evening. The weaver does not stop. The muscle memory is so deeply ingrained that the hands and feet operate independently of conscious thought. The weaver enters a state of flow, a moving meditation. The silk thread gradually depletes from the quill inside the shuttle. When it is empty, the weaver pauses, the rhythm broken for just a few seconds. A fresh quill of silk is inserted into the wooden cavity. The thread is pulled through the small side hole. The shuttle is ready again. The right foot steps down. Clack. The shed opens. The shuttle flies. Whisper. The baton strikes. Thud. The pattern continues to grow, inch by painstaking inch. The complex mathematical sequence is permanently recorded in the tightly packed fibers of the cloth. It is a testament to human endurance and precision, a quiet dedication to doing the same exact motion flawlessly thousands of times in a row. As you listen to the steady, unhurried pace of the 18th century loom, let your own mind mimic its repetition. Let go of the erratic, unpredictable thoughts of the day. Focus only on the binary sequence. Up, down, left, right. Breathe in, breathe out. The repetitive sounds of the workshop act as an anchor, pulling you away from anxiety and grounding you in a simple, historical task. Clack, whisper, thud. Your breathing falls into alignment with the swinging of the heavy wooden baton. The dust motes dance in the fading light of the workshop. The smell of raw linen and old wood is comforting, a reminder of a slower, more deliberate era. The geometric diamonds on the fabric stretch endlessly forward, rolling onto the front beam to be stored away in the dark. The tension of the strings is perfect. The alignment of the fibers is flawless. Everything in this small, enclosed world makes complete, logical sense. There are no surprises here, only the comforting reassurance of applied mathematics and steady physical labor. Allow the heavy thud of the baton to signal your body to relax further into your mattress. With every strike, feel a wave of calm wash over your muscles. The weaver's hands are a blur of measured efficiency. Catch, pull, strike, release, over and over again in the dimming light. The rhythmic click of the treadles begins to blur into a steady, comforting ambient drone. The sounds merge together, creating a hypnotic lullaby of early industry. The space between the sounds stretches out. The heavy thud of the baton seems to echo a little longer in the quiet room. Clack, whisper, thud. The sequence is eternal. It will continue long after we have left the workshop. The complex mathematical sequence has been fully translated. The physical textile pattern is complete, yet the rhythm does not cease. Drift away into the soothing monotony of the 18th century. Let the geometry hold your thoughts. Let the repetition rock you to sleep. The shadows lengthen, the loom fades into the darkness. Only the steady, unchanging rhythm remains. Clack, whisper, thud. Deep sleep is here. Discover more history by watching the next video. We're eager to share more with you. You can't go wrong. All our videos are deeply detailed, dull while fascinating, and distinctly sleep-inducing. But